What's up, Bod Squad? It's Bailey
and Blair,
and this is Boddens Up. We are back, baby. We are here. And today we are going to talk about family dynamics and working with family.
Okay.
Most people have questions about that, or really concerns, because most people could never fathom working with their family. But we work with all of our family.
Literally every single one.
Every single person. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So to line up the dynamic for anyone who doesn't know, we sell real estate full time, me and Blair as a team, the Boddens sisters team. Our grandmother owns our brokerage.
Yes.
Mom, our mother, has a mortgage company.
Yep.
My dad is our builder, and he's a general contractor by trade. My Aunt April has a title company. My Aunt Michelle also has a title company. So they're
our cousin.
They're competitors.
Yeah.
Well, not
kinda.
really. Yeah. April and Lakin, our cousin, is an appraiser.
Yep.
So everybody.
Now Kevin's working with Dad.
Yeah, Kevin, Blair's fiance, is working with our dad, which is crazy.
Cole also does.
Yeah, and our cousin Cole does title work, and he works with Dad sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, and now Lakin's working with Ryan, who works with April.
Yeah.
Just doing admin work and stuff, but
yeah,
she's just
everybody,
jack of all trades too.
Yeah, we are. So we all work together. What would you say is your favorite thing about that? And what's the hardest thing about that?
Oh, communication and communication.
Yeah.
They're both.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Yeah.
The best thing is the communication, because
we're all accessible to each other.
Yeah.
But then we're too accessible to each other. So we're on top of each other when we need something, but when we need something, we can
get it.
Be right next to each other and get it.
It's so funny. When I had a client the other day, she literally was like, I went with you guys because I love that you work with your mom and your aunt, and they can't not answer you.
Yeah.
They are accessible to you at all times. And it's so funny in this business because it's such a new age thing. Because when my grandmother was selling real estate when she was young, she could turn off her phone. She didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
She literally had a landline. If she wasn't there, she would call you back.
Yeah.
Now to sell real estate and have business hours is a joke.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
No.
And
we are working 24/7.
And I don't say that in a way that I'm proud of. I would love to tell people to fuck off and not pick up my phone and just be like,
I'm actually proud of it.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I don't want to be you need to girl boss and work all day, no days off, nothing like that. Not. But it's dog, I know you're looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Why are you ignoring me? Just text me back. And I'm talking about Mom and April. They do. They're very responsive and they text me back. But I'm talking about other lenders, other title companies where I'm well, you're looking at your phone right now. Just answer me so I can tell my client what's going on.
They probably actually hold to and respect their business
hours. Exactly.
Where we're sitting at fucking dinner at 10 o'clock writing an offer.
But that's also why we're winning the business. It's true. That's why we're winning the business.
Yeah.
Because people are oh, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation with my kids. It's I am by the pool in Ibiza writing offers for you. For sure.
Yeah.
Been there.
We've done that.
There's actually photos when we were with the Snodgrass Menchakas in Tulum. There's pictures of me and Blair laying by the pool
on a cabana,
dialed in
on the
writing
laptop.
offers on our laptop. They're these bitches don't stop. And it's true. We will be out here writing the offers.
Yep.
And
any time of day.
But yeah, I'd say that communication is key. And it's also, it's a really, I don't think it's a negative for me. But I also when I want information, I want it right now. And so do our clients. They're tell me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously the family dynamic in general is I
don't know what other negatives there would be.
I mean, there's definitely been times when if mom like struggles to get something like closed on time because of, and again, it's not even her fault. It's usually due to like the buyer's financing or like a credit issue or like whatever it may be. And it's like, it's not her fault.
Yeah.
But I'm mad at her and it causes beef with us. Like it just does.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's one of the one things that I think is, you know,
it's
April,
having the personal relationship.
It's
and like
we never have an issue with April because she's title and she, you know, she gets paperwork, she closes it, it's done. And yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, with dad, also no issue. Like
no issue. I want to take dad and I want to like just modernize some things.
Yeah.
Like I just want like you saying earlier, like we could have just spent the money and not
totally
torn that house down ourselves. Like it's like things that he ends up doing things twice because he wants to do it himself, and he may not like get it right the first time, and then he'll end up just doing it again, and it just spends way more time. But yeah, you could just hire someone and be done with it.
Yeah.
But because they don't always do it right the first time either.
But you can call them out and like be like, yo, you know, like let's get this done or whatever. Like you can kind of give feedback with dad.
Yeah.
Like for anyone who hasn't met my dad, he is the sweetest angel.
We were gonna invite him today to make us martinis.
Yeah, he'll be on the next one to make us martinis. But he is like the sweetest angel, and he is like just so fun to work with.
Yeah,
as a personality, like
it's the hardest working man that I know.
Oh yeah,
in my life.
So get this, I was with Jamie, our client who just bought our new construction house. We're in the back of his house doing a walkthrough for something, and the neighbor in the back of, there's like some townhomes behind the house that we just built, and the neighbor comes out from the back and he goes, oh, hey, you know, whatever. And I said, yeah, you know, you must know my dad. My dad's Mickey. And he goes, your dad's Mickey? And I was like, yeah, like the builder of this house. Celebrity. Everyone in the neighborhood, he goes, I like to sit on my patio in the morning and watch him work. I like to drink my coffee and watch him run around.
That's
crazy. Like, that's insane.
Oh
but he was dead serious.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's like, that man is the hardest working man I have ever seen. He never stops moving. He's like, it's actually like remarkable. It's really crazy. And I'm no, that's exactly, and he's like that all the time. Even at home, he's like that. My dad does the laundry. He loves to clean.
He cleaned my kitchen this morning, actually.
Yeah. He's up at 6 a.m. cleaning things. Like he's just always. And my mom's like us, like, I'm sleeping till 9. I'm sleeping a full 9 hours. Leave me alone. Like I'm taking a nap probably too. Like just I'm not go all day. He does not stop moving.
Yeah, he
does not stop. And like
20,000 steps a day.
And he also lives with 3 women. So we all grew up in one house. Like pretty much everyone we grew up with grew up in this house. Like it's so funny. But we had like a 10,000 square foot house in Governor's Club growing up. And all of us lived there. My grandfather, grandmother, mom, dad, me, Blair, April, Lakin, like, and then we had randoms always move in. So dad has always been living with like 6 women.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's
still taking care of us.
Yeah. He's still to this day.
He loves it.
He came in today. I was on calls and he's just like, I turn around, he's taking out my trash. He's doing like, he's just always. And it has destroyed dating for me. Destroyed.
Kevin's just trying to keep up with him.
Yeah. Kevin likes to be asked to do something. Like he even says that. He's like, I kind of want you to be like, hey, you mind taking out the trash so he can like kind of give you shit and then do it. Dad's like, he's already done it.
Yeah.
You're not asking him to ever do anything.
No.
So for all the men out there, like if you are listening to this, just know, like,
just do it.
It gets us hot and bothered when you just do the things that we want you to do, like take out the trash and make the bed and clean up behind yourself and me, like, and just come home with food randomly. Like dad always just comes in. He's like, I brought you some yogurt and granola today. I'm like,
so nice.
He
Dad.
just knows that you needed that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. He just foresees needs better.
Our mother is very
anyone.
lucky.
Yeah. Well, Mom has trained him well. Apparently he wasn't always like this. Apparently he was. We're not going to go there, actually. I'm not even going to say it.
Mom would probably kill us.
Mom would die. But anyway, my dad was quite the
ladies' man.
The ladies' man.
We'll put it that way.
We'll put it that way, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. That's all we're going to say about that.
Mom pulled him out of a trailer park.
Literally.
She? Yeah.
Literally.
Pulled him out of the trailer park and just started training
honestly,
him.
Dad would probably still be there and be so happy.
Be happy.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah. No, he's happy. He loves it here. Surrounded by 6 women just yapping at him all day.
Oh my God.
It's actually hilarious. And then of course our grandmother, she's our broker. And working with Mama Jan is obviously like she's everyone's favorite person.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest thing in the world.
The sweetest little angel.
Now, I will say there is quite
Bailey can speak on
there's
other
quite
points.
the generational gap here.
Another one that I would like to take and just modernize a little bit.
Yeah. But we've done a pretty good job of that. You know, she still operates as our broker. She does a great job doing that. Like, it's really not a huge brokerage anymore. So it's not like it's like millions
we really
of contracts being
took
thrown
a
at
step
her.
back on that.
Yeah.
Which was needed.
Totally. Like,
mainly because we wanted to get into building. And
yeah,
I mean, me personally, that was my step back.
My step back with the brokerage, especially with Mama Jan, was we had discussed partnership and continuing to grow the brokerage. And then when COVID happened, we just decided, I personally was just ready to take a step back.
Yeah.
At that point, we had been in real estate for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I was training agents, spending a ton of time with agents getting into the business, and agents that were friends of ours too, like tons of friends and tons of people that we, hung out with outside of work. And it was a lot of personalities.
Yeah.
And there's already a lot of personalities in our family. So it just got to be very overwhelming for me. And navigating.
Especially with 60 agents. Like, it was a lot.
Well, and it's also like.
And you were doing
all
of it.
I struggled to maintain, like, the line and the boundary of professionalism with friendship.
Oh, yeah. That's been a struggle of ours in all of our businesses.
For everything.
Yeah.
And to the point where I had, like, I had a falling out with an agent because we were at a showing together, and I was, talking about personal things. He's a friend. And I was like, oh my gosh, this. And I think we were talking about a date I was on or something, like something personal.
Yeah.
And I mean, it ended with him like writing an email to Mama Jan with me CC'd on it. And it was like the lack of professionalism and this and that. And I was just like, okay, well, that came out of left field because you were fine to talk about your personal things with me.
Yeah.
But I said like one thing about something personal.
Yeah.
That by no means was inappropriate, but it was just like, oh, crap. Like,
it's just interesting what makes people uncomfortable.
Or even what made it like even come to that place.
Yeah.
It's like we all work as a family, so it's hard to
differentiate that sometimes.
Yeah. Or just to, again, like, I wasn't saying anything like I do say what's on my mind a lot, but I wouldn't find it to be like making anyone uncomfortable or like anything like that. So it was just it was a really crazy experience for me to go, oh crap, like not everybody is family. Yeah. Not everybody.
It's like knowing the boundaries of just setting them without, even though you don't feel like you should have to, like, you do.
But that was what was so weird about the whole thing was like it was hard when we had 60 agents and we were spending time with, I was spending time with all of them one-on-one, of course, but I was spending time with them in social settings.
Yeah, personal settings.
And out. And yes, like some of the girls, I was like hooking them up on dates. Like I was like, hey, go out with this guy. Like, it, of course, like, it's just being out in the scene and like you're going to become friends with people. Yeah. And they're going to know about your personal life. So, and especially with social media and everything, like that was hard that was a negative for me, was that experience specifically taught me like, okay, maybe you don't need to be spending time with these people outside of work.
Yeah.
Because I really wasn't spending time with this person, but he would come in and we both like struggled with anxiety and struggled with personal things, and we would talk about those things, and it was totally fine.
You thought like it was a safe space.
Yeah, I thought it was a safe space to talk about those things with him, and then until it just was not. And I was like,
so interesting.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it was just the weirdest experience for me. And yeah, like so that was a negative for me. Was of course working with our family is positive, but it was definitely, it's hard to navigate the other relationships and know that that's not that type of relationship. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that has been,
it's not all the same.
Honestly, it's just made me very guarded.
Right.
It's just made me like, you know what? No, I don't want to spend my day training you on how to build your business.
Yeah.
If this is if this is the way we get if this is the way I get repaid.
Well,
is
not even like specifically that situation, but like there have been a lot of agents that you personally trained literally from like day one of them getting their license.
Yeah.
And you taught them everything they know, and then they just left.
Yeah.
Like within 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like,
they go somewhere else for like, you know, whatever it may be, a better split or like, you know, leads, whatever. Like,
yeah,
I totally get that. And everybody's got to do what they've got to do. I really have taken no offense to it, but it drained. It drained a lot of the energy and my resources. And it was just more of like, it felt like I was being used.
For sure.
And that feels like shit.
And for anyone that doesn't know this, like Exit is a referral-based company, a residual-based company. So we're training agents so that they will produce and so that they will.
Of course, yeah.
Because basically, you make a percentage of, and it's not a pyramid scheme or anything. It ends with that agent, but you're putting your time, that's the business model.
Exactly.
Is to put your time and energy into training these people.
Well, I'll explain to you this way. So when you bring an agent in, so let's say this is Sarah, and Sarah wants to come be an agent with us at Exit, and we bring her in, or let's say I bring her in, I as her sponsor, if she sells anything, I get 10% of that sale,
right,
up to $10,000 a year. So you do the math. If you have, you know,
it's a 20 great agents, extra
income. Yeah, if you have 20 agents under you, it's 20 grand.
Right.
Or that's 200 grand a year that you're making just being kind to this person and showing them the ropes. So we built a very successful business off of this. And of course, like we didn't make 10 grand off everybody every year because most of the agents,
close,
most agents get into this business and they don't even close a deal their first year. So it's like, so you're putting in this time with them in the beginning. They're using up the resources and your time, and then they go take those tools somewhere else.
Right.
And so that got really taxing and
very
really
discouraging.
And just discouraging, because I'm like, dang, like we could all be building this together and it's really fun, but it was just a lot of personalities. It was a lot of energy.
Well, it sucks too because those other brokerages are reaping the benefits.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Where they, like a lot of those brokerages, that's what's so, in my opinion, so great about Exit is like they give you the tools to train these agents and to put your time and energy into them, where a lot of brokerages, they just throw you to the wolves.
No, they won't even
answer your phone calls.
That was the number one thing when we were growing the brokerage, which I truly do not have a desire to do that again.
No.
We're in a different place for sure now. But I will say that at that point, I had been with other brokerages, Blair had been with other brokerages, and the best tool that Exit provided was the community.
Yeah.
And it provided somebody.
Still does.
Yeah.
We've gotten 4 referrals just this year so far.
Well, Exit provides a resource that you can build a community within your brokerage that doesn't rely solely on the broker's shoulders.
Yeah.
And that is really important.
Yeah.
Because when there's only one person to turn to and that person's phone is blowing up and constantly being asked for help, like you're not going to get the best version of that leader.
No.
And I really think that was my takeaways. I'd rather have 10 agents producing that love the resources, love us, want and that want to be part of our family or whatever we're going to call it. But don't have an issue talking about personal things too. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just took the right personalities, and I think that's where we're at. Is we have a couple agents that we've worked with our whole career. Lauren Bonavinia, which she'll come on at some point. And, you know, tons of referral agents that we work with that we've built really strong personal relationships and professional relationships with. And that is important to me. Yeah. To be able to talk about, that what I did on Friday night and what I'm doing Monday morning. Like, it's true. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. But yeah, so that was a big learning, is like learning the boundaries of it and keeping things professional. And but we were always the fun girl. Like, that's why people joined us, was we're the fun girls.
We were having the parties.
We're having fun. We're having parties.
Real estate's just
real estate's just that whole dynamic anyway. Yeah, it's like it's a fun time if you let it be. I mean, it's very stressful for a lot of people.
I want to touch on that because I don't know that we really did in one of our first episodes, but getting more in depth of like how you actually grow a business new to real estate.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, we probably do a whole. We'll the next episode.
Well, we can touch on it. Let's touch on it now, but we could do a whole episode into it.
I mean, obviously, it helps having a family that has been in it.
To kind of step you through things.
To kind of just walk you through it. I mean, if you had my grandmother on here, she would literally say, go to the bar. Not kidding.
No, that is so true. My first 10 closings, I think I met at Tin Roof.
Yep, at Tin Roof. But we literally talked about it with the episode of Mama Jan. She goes, I built my business at the happy hour. Yeah. And I know that's crazy, but it's true. Like, you go to these places, and I remember the day when I had sold like 3 houses the whole time I lived in Tampa. I lived in Tampa for 2 years after we closed our restaurant. And I had sold like 3 houses. I came back to Nashville like pretty defeated. But I was like, if I can sell these houses in Tampa knowing absolutely no one, I should be able to come to Nashville and fucking crush it. Yeah. Especially when there's
we know
two
everyone
of us.
here.
We know everybody. Yeah. Grew up here. Every friend we've ever had. And it's so funny. Like, we still to this day are selling houses to our middle school and childhood friends. Like, my dad works very closely with one of our best friends from elementary school, John Lopez. Like, it's crazy, the community. So, I mean, that'd be my first thing of building a business, is like, take the 50 people that live in the market you're trying to sell in, that you know, and they don't have to be trying to buy a house, but you can call them and go, hey, if you're not trying to buy a house or sell a house, who do you know? Can you throw my name in the hat for anybody you know? Because then you're not talking to 50 people. You're talking to 1,000 people. Yeah. Because they all have 5 people that might, could be selling a house, might be selling a house, whatever it looks like. If I was starting out today, that's what I would do. Yep.
Because I would say our business is 90% referral based at this point.
At this point, I would say 100. We're not going to find
socials. They're still referral based.
Yeah, because social media, like, we get I got a $2 million lead yesterday. Yeah, just off of Instagram, and it's like we're not even really posting a ton on our Boddens Sisters anymore. But it's like, you can build a business a million different ways, but truly use what you have. Yeah. So when I left Tampa and came back here, it was so easy. I remember the day I decided.
Well, I was already in it.
You were in it, but I came home, and you'll remember this too. I came home and I said, we're about to send it. And you know how I am. I get that look in my eye, and I'm like,
scary.
We're scared.
I'm scared.
I did. I remember I came home and I go, everyone in Nashville will know we sell real estate.
For sure.
And I literally went ham. Yeah. And I had no mercy around it either. Like, I literally would be sitting at dinner at, like, we go to the bar at Moto.
It was so aggressive. Crazy.
We go to sit at the bar at Moto or Kane or wherever we were having dinner.
You'd be like, are you buying a house?
No, literally. I would.
Because you're going to call us when you do.
I would literally overhear, like, this sweet older man sitting next to us, drinking his wine and having his dinner, like talking to the bartender, be like, oh, I just moved here. I'd be like, oh, you did? You just moved here? Are you going to buy a house? If you are, here's my card. Like, I mean,
it's going to be with us.
It's going to be with me. And I made sure everybody knew that we sold real estate.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is really just being that savage and being that ruthless. And like, and we were like that for 3 years, where I foot to the pavement, and we got leads that way. And
we also did Zillow for a little bit.
I did Zillow leads for a while.
Yeah. Which if you have the funds, it's pricey because
it just depends on the area code. It doesn't have to be that pricey. It's an expensive lead, but they're good leads.
Yeah.
They are good
leads.
They're good leads. You're going to pay for them.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can buy leads. And you can and a big recommendation for if there are realtors listening, you can go to your lender and go, hey, they can offer up to like 49% of the spend legally.
Yeah.
So you can go to the lender and say, hey,
both of your names will be on it.
Yeah. And their name is on it too for the lead. And you say, hey, I want to spend, call my mom. Hey, I want to spend $5,000 a month on leads. Will you give me $2,400?
Yeah.
Most of the time my mom's going to be like, yeah.
$2,500.
Yeah. Or 24, under 20. It
has to be under 50%.
I think so. Legally, it has to be under 50%.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you were just mismathing over there, Bailey.
Well, I'm not the math girly, but yeah. So that's my take on that. I would just say, honestly, just put your head down and work hard. Like, and like follow up with your leads. And I mean,
and don't think the business is just going to knock on your door.
It's not.
Because it definitely is not.
It's literally, if I can tell anybody anything, like, especially, I know we started talking about with family. It's like, we have watched our family go through so many peaks and valleys of this business. And that's also a great learning, is like, there's going to be peaks after the valleys. So just stick with it.
Yep.
And don't quit.
Prepare for the valleys.
Prepare for the valley. Yeah. Put the money away. Like, and honestly, like, don't quit your job to go into real estate until you have closed. I mean, my rule of thumb would be like 6 deals.
At least.
At minimum.
Like, you got to have a nest egg.
A nest egg, but and ready for a season.
Yeah.
Because we just went through a season where we didn't close. We closed our last deal, I think.
It was like end of November,
December, and we closed our last deal last week.
Yeah.
It's March.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally you can go through a couple months and your bills are not getting paid, and if you don't have a nest egg ready to like go, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that's a big recommendation.
Just prepare for that.
Yeah. Prepare for
that. Because it's not consistent. Market won't even.
This is coming from 2 realtors who have been in this business for 10 years. But we last year was a weird year anyway, because we kind of took the year to build these houses.
Right.
We weren't as
focused on real estate.
We knew we weren't going to be closing 2 deals a month anymore, or 3 or whatever. Because that's true. Some months, there's been months we've closed 5 deals. There's been months we've closed 0. None.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yep.
But if you guys have questions about getting into the business or more about our family dynamics, let us know.
Yes.
We love you.